Blog Talk Radio.
Hello. Hey, Mark, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, just about hearing you. Well, welcome to the call. We're actually live right now. After a few difficulties, we're back online. Okay. So, Mark, we have, let's say, 27 minutes. So we do have time. So there's no point of us rushing. Mark, tell our listeners, because we're just repeating the call that we did last time, but we missed around minutes, if you recall.
That's no problem at all, Geoffrey. No problem.
Okay, so Mark, let's go back from the beginning and tell our listeners exactly who you are and what your company does. Because today's topic, we're talking about health, the best way to prepare your food and how to eat whatever you want in a healthier and nutritional way. So tell us more about your company and yourself.
Well, firstly, Geoffrey, my name is Mark.Jones. I'm the Director of Health and Prosperity Limited. Health and Prosperity is a health and nutrition company. We show people how to eliminate the grease, fats and oils and maximize the nutrition in the meals we cook and prepare through healthy preparation methods. We use our utensils, which are Salad Master utensils, which is a health system and quite revolutionary.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about Salad Master, because there's your company's Health and Prosperity, right? And you're based where?
Yes. We're based in London, South London, near the Croydon area. Well, let me just give you a little insight to who Salad Master are. Salad Master, as I mentioned before, they focus in two areas. They focus in the preparation methods of our food and how that you can prepare food in a healthy, nutritious way, retaining up to about 93% of the vitamins and minerals in our foods. So it's just an education using our utensils and our preparation methods that Salad Master produce.
Well, no, the first time I heard you talking about this, I think like about 3 years ago, and I just wondered what this guy's on about, and I think we stayed we didn't speak to each other until about 3 years later on, and actually when you came to Dubai, because we met in Dubai, didn't we, again, and you were explaining this when we were having dinner, because we were having a fantastic dinner using in the restaurant, and I think you made a comment and you wondered what kind of utensils you think they're using cooking our delicious meal we're having in this Indian restaurant. And that's how the conversation started, and we spoke for almost like 2 hours about the subject. But my actual excitement there was, you know, you were talking about things like you can cook without peeling. I mean, you can cook without water. You can cook without high heat. Let's talk from the beginning. Why should we peel? What are the disadvantages of peeling?
Well, first and foremost, you brought back good memories about Dubai. I remember the conversation very, very well. Well, I think one of the things being is, with Salad Master, as I said, it's a health education. The whole, all the information you get is health education. And I just want to share with you some of the things you just mentioned just now. We talked about the utensils that restaurants use, and I think that's how the conversation began, because I was talking to you about the materials that standard restaurants use is an aluminium pan, and there are some negative effects from cooking with that pan. But I will go back to that in a second. We believe there's 6 main enemies to nutrition, and as you just rightly mentioned, one of them is peeling. Now, one of the things people aren't aware of is when we are preparing our food or cooking our food, and you have things such as your vegetables, such as potatoes, carrots, and various other vegetables, one of the first things that we automatically do is peel. But if we understood why we shouldn't peel, it would make us live a healthier lifestyle. And this is the rule of thumb. Anything that grows in the ground, Geoffrey, the vitamins and minerals are right underneath the skin. What we usually do is we peel. They say up to 50% of the nutritional value of that vegetable is underneath the skin. And what's one of the first things we do is we up to 50%, Geoffrey. Now, if you stop and think about that for a minute. We spend a whole season growing the vegetable, and then we end up in the kitchen in 5 minutes destroying and throwing away all the goodness of the vegetable. And that really is not, that's really not the way to go.
It doesn't make any sense.
It really doesn't, Geoffrey. And the other rule of thumb is anything that goes above the ground, the vitamins and minerals are in the core. So we have a tendency, maybe through lack of knowledge and we've been ill-advised, is we end up peeling. Now, when I was asked about peeling, when I really thought about it, it was I peel because I saw my mum and dad peel, and I saw my grandparents peel. So I kind of inherited this preparation method, which is not the most nutritious for us. So
to be fair, that's the only reason we did it, because we saw some other people doing it. We kept doing the same thing. Yeah, actually true.
I thought I was doing the right. I'm an obedient child, and I thought I was doing the right thing. But just to elaborate a bit further, because I said there's 6 main enemies, and I just, if you have a couple of minutes, I'd like to just touch on a couple of others.
No, go for it. Yeah.
Good. Well, the next enemy to nutrition, Geoffrey, believe it or not, is water. Now,
before you go to water, you were going to explain, but I think you missed something. Because you talked about this before. You talked about peeling, the food that go underneath the nutrition. The goodness is within the underneath of the skin. But also you were talking about, what about things like cabbages and stuff like that?
Well, once again, cabbage is something that's growing above the ground. If you think about a cabbage, what some people call the core or the heart of the cabbage is that very hard white bit in the middle that holds the cabbage together. Now, most of us will cut that out, but once again, the rule of thumb remains the same. Anything under the ground, the vitamins are under the skin. Anything above the ground is in the core. Now, the cabbage itself, most of the vitamins and minerals are in that core. In fact, the properties of the heart of that cabbage are so great for us, there's no way we should be cutting that out. But a lot of people cut it out because it's hard to cook. Maybe they consider it being hard to eat. But in there has a lot of properties such as pepsin. Pepsin helps line our stomach. Now, we tend to find that if we suffer from indigestion, we go to the chemist, we'll buy Pepto-Bismol or Gaviscon or something. One of the core ingredients in these manufactured medicines is the same property in the heart of the cabbage, which is pepsin. So if you stop and think about it, Geoffrey, it's kind of crazy. We cook the cabbage, we throw the goodness out. In the event we get indigestion, we run down to the chemist and we buy a substitute, such as Pepto-Bismol or one of those things. And it's because we threw the initial goodness out. So it is really going round in circles. Really is.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Now you can move on to the next point you were going to make, and I think I interrupted you there.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Geoffrey, water is considered another enemy to nutrition. Now, on the whole, water is good. We're told to drink water. That is fantastic. But water is an enemy to nutrition whilst cooking because, believe it or not, Geoffrey, the majority of the vitamins and minerals in our food are water soluble. So when our food makes contact with water, the vitamins and minerals get washed away. And I'll just give you a brief illustration. In the event you're cooking something such as broccoli. Now, broccoli, I think we're all aware, is good for us. It's one of our 5 a day. It's a great vegetable. It has phenomenal properties. But if you are not steaming the broccoli and you are just cooking the broccoli in a pan with some water, and the normal procedure is put the broccoli in the pan, put some water in it, 10 minutes later your broccoli is cooked. But think about this, Geoffrey. When you pour the water out of that pan after cooking the broccoli, Geoffrey, what color is that water?
It's green.
It's green. Now, let's stop and think again. Water does not change color by itself. So common sense tells us it must have leached or extracted something from the broccoli. Well, what it has is it's taken the vitamins and minerals out of the broccoli. Now, the broccoli, when you lose color, you lose vitamins.
Yeah.
When you lose taste, Geoffrey, you lose minerals. So by cooking the broccoli in water, you are losing the vitamins and the minerals from the broccoli, and it's totally ludicrous. And there is a solution, and that's what I'm so passionate about. There is a solution. We want to educate people on how to retain these vitamins using preparation methods through Salad Master and using utensils through Salad Master. It allows us to live a healthier lifestyle.
Now, when I came to your office not a while ago, and we went through, I saw you cooking and prepared a wonderful meal, and you explained to people exactly why and how, and you went through to talk about high heat. Let's talk about high heat here before you go to my favorite. But let's talk about high heat.
Well, I'm glad you've mentioned that, because high heat is something that most of us are accustomed to using, and one of the things being is it's time. A lot of us believe if we turn up that heat.
Absolutely, we don't have time. I just want something to boil fast. I need to move.
Absolutely. And I too, Geoffrey, have my hand up, and I've been guilty of this too. I'm in a rush. I want the food to cook quick. So the more heat, common sense tells us, the quicker it cooks. Well, let me tell you the negative side to that high heat. Well, you see, high heat, when you cook above 90 degrees plus, Geoffrey, you largely destroy the majority of the vitamins and minerals in our food. And it is said, the Mayo Clinic, which is a world authority on health and nutrition, they have said the average home, and listen to this statistic, the average home loses up to 85% of the nutritional value in the foods that we cook and prepare. Now, it's because of the peeling, because of the water, and another addition to that is the high heat. When you cook above 90 degrees, as I mentioned before, you're stripping the food of its vitamins and minerals. Well, what you find is that we have utensils. We have, once again, a revolutionary technique that shows that our utensils actually alert you when it reaches approximately 86 degrees. It has a vapor valve which starts tapping, which tells you, we've reached 86 degrees, come and turn me down. What the pan is... So
basically you have a way of monitoring. So there's something that warns you to reduce the heat. Is that what you're telling me? That's what your cookware does?
Yes, absolutely. We're not asking you to get a thermometer and stick it in the pan. What we do is, what we actually do is, as I said, the pan will alert you, because 86 degrees, Geoffrey, is enough heat to kill the germs and bacteria, but it's not enough heat to largely destroy the vitamins and minerals from our food. So by using a medium to low heat and keeping below 86 degrees, we retain up to approximately 93% of the nutritional value, as opposed to conventional methods where you lose up to 85% of the nutritional value. And
that's absolutely amazing. That's amazing.
It really is. I'm just going to touch on one more of the high heat, which is steaming, because I just mentioned steaming. But steaming is being notorious the healthier option. And I would definitely state that steaming is better than boiling. However, steam is also an extremely high heat, because to steam you have to boil, Geoffrey. Now, I said cooking above 90 degrees is, cooking above 90 degrees is negative. Well, steaming starts at 102 degrees.
Oh.
120. Now, that is an exceptionally high heat. Steaming for 2 minutes, 3 minutes is considered good. But if you steam past 2 or 3 minutes, what happens is the vitamins are destroyed because of the high heat. Plus, steam is such a wet heat, Geoffrey, it saturates the vegetables. The vegetables begin to drop. And if you look at the bottom of the steamer, it tends to be the same color as the vegetables.
Absolutely.
So it goes back to the water theory. Yes, the water theory I gave you earlier on is the same thing. It is stripping it. So unless you like your food al dente or half-cooked, as they say, steaming is not appropriate enough to keep the vitamins and minerals and cook our vegetables thoroughly. Well, we have a solution to that. We have something which is very similar to a steamer, same principle. However, the only difference is the materials we use for this simulated steamer but the temperature. We will use the same principle as a steamer, but we only come up to 86 degrees. So it's more of a moisturizing process as opposed to a steaming process, Geoffrey.
Okay, let's move on to my favorite, because time flies so quickly. We're already running to 15 minutes. Now, let me just specially take you to something which is my favorite, which is oil. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. You want me to cook without oil. How on earth can I cook without oil? Explain that to me. All my life I cook my pan needs the oil.
Well, Geoffrey, you just stated something which once again fascinated me when I was educated by a salad master. And one of the things that fascinated me is I was asked the question, is oil good for you? And to be honest with you, I have to stop and think, and I know there are good oils and bad oils, but we're talking about the cooking oils that we cook our food in. And I said, well, no, I hear there's a lot of illnesses. Now, there are a lot of what we call lifestyle diseases, diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol, stroke, etc., etc. A lot of these lifestyle illnesses, one of the main causes of these lifestyle illnesses is the oil we cook with in our food. Now, you just said something that resonated with me, and that is, Geoffrey, if you think why we use oil, it's not the food or the poultry or the meats that need the oil. It's our regular pans, our regular cookware that needs oil to cook the food. It is not our vegetables that need the water, because I told you that water is an enemy to nutrition, but our utensil to cook your vegetables using no water. It's not the vegetable that needs the water, it's the pan that needs the water.
The pan.
Meat and yes, it's the pan. Now, meats and poultry have its own natural oil. And we, because of the materials we use with Salad Master, it extracts the natural oils from our food and it cooks the food in its natural oils, flavoring the food, giving it more taste. We cook the vegetables in its own natural water as opposed to pouring water in, making the vegetables sweet. When you cook green peas, they burst in your mouth like little sugar drops. Sweet corn, you'll know why it's called sweet corn when you cook it the Salad Master way, because it is.
I saw that. I tested the food and I was amazed. I mean, I'm a fan about this because I saw the whole cooking, the whole presentation, and I was amazed. And I'm wondering why and how come we've been doing it for such a long time? I mean, how do we, I don't understand this. This product has been there for how many years?
Well, once again, Salad Master has been around for 62 years, Jeff, and we stood the test of time. Everything with Salad Master has a lifetime warranty. So you're investing once, and we have a relationship where we have a phenomenal aftercare service, which is free of charge. We're educating people through our monthly cook schools. But, Geoffrey, I would like to summarize a lot of these things by this statement.
We still have we still have things to cover. I want you to touch on the microwave, and I want to touch on the whole idea of oxidization. When you talked about the oxidation, what you talked about last time. So touch about those two, but key is the microwave. It's my favorite. I use the microwave every single time. Even earlier, I was just about to go put something in the microwave, and then I remembered, I've been to market training, so I think just ignore that for now. And tell us about the microwave. Why should we use a microwave?
Well, I'm glad you paused when you went to use the microwave, because it just means that our presentation, education, makes people think and allow them to make an informed decision as to whether what they're doing is appropriate. But let me touch on this microwave. The microwave is, the statistics say that 70% of the Western world owns a microwave. And one of the things being is the microwave is a convenience tool. It's very quick. It's convenient. And in this day and age, a lot of people like things that are quick and convenient. But if we knew how that plastic box worked, we would not use it. If you think about and visualize the microwave has no fire, no coal, no real source of heat that we understand. The microwave works by positive and negative electromagnetic waves that vibrate and alternate at 2.5 billion times per second. So just to give you an illustration, if you were to put your hands together and rub your hands together really, really fast, your hands would heat up. Would we agree? Yeah?
Absolutely.
So when you think about that, that's exactly the same rigorous movement that the microwave does. It's positive and negative electromagnetic waves vibrating at a high speed, causing a friction which heats our food. But what it actually does, Geoffrey, it changes the molecular structure of our food. So if we are placing food into the microwave, a piece of chicken, for instance, and we cook that piece of chicken in that microwave, it may look like chicken. It may smell like chicken. Geoffrey, it may even taste like chicken. But when it enters into our system, because of the rigorous movement it's been through, our body doesn't recognize it and cannot take it, and it passes it through as a germ. So we have to be, I advise and urge people to do some research on the microwave. It is not a good tool. Well, our utensils actually counteract that, because the Salad Master is a complete solution, because it can reheat your food almost as quick as the microwave. Within 3 to 5 minutes, your food is piping hot, but it's had natural heat running through the food as opposed to electromagnetic waves. The last point I would just quickly mention, which you asked me to bring up, which is oxidation. Yeah. I'll paint another visual for you. If you take a bite out of an apple, Geoffrey, you put the apple on the side, what color does the apple begin to go? It changes color, absolutely. It changes color. It goes into a brown color. Why? That's because air and light are attacking it. So, once again, our solution, our health system, our specialist health system cooking technology will allow a sealed and airtight container, so no air, no light can get into the cooking area where the food is being cooked, keeping, once again, retaining the vitamins and minerals in our food. Jeffrey, we have to understand why we eat. And we eat to feed our body. Now, our body feeds off the vitamins and the minerals we get from our food. But if you just recap on all the things I've been saying, we may go out and buy the right foods. We may even go out and buy organic or just buy pure
organic food. Yeah, that's my favorite, organic food. Let me go spend some more money. Mostly I buy the right stuff. And then you're just telling me, and then I lose 85% of it into the bin or in the sink.
Exactly. Jeffrey, anybody eating organic tells me that they are conscious. It tells me that they are concerned about what their bodies are receiving. But if they haven't got the correct knowledge, that same organic food, you end up peeling it, boiling it, putting it in water, putting it back in the microwave, using oil on it, and the nutritional value depletes right down to 15-20%. We want to show you how you can keep that in. Your body feeds from the vitamins and minerals from the food. But if you are peeling, boiling, putting it in water and oil, there's very little for your body to feed off. And when your body's not satisfied, you may eat a meal, you may feel bloated, and an hour or two later, you feel hungry again. But what that is, that's your body saying, I am not satisfied. It sends a signal back up to our brain, and it says, where are the vitamins and minerals in this meal you've just put into the body? And our brain now interprets that as, I am hungry. And then we end up overeating to compensate for the lack of vitamins and minerals that we got from our food. And that we can eat smaller portions, but just have more vitamins and minerals in it, and we will be more satisfied.
That's actually true. I was amazed when you made. Explain to us, what kind of meals can you make with this system? I mean, can you cook anything, or just a few special, chicken and the stuff you don't need water for? I mean, how do you cook the rest of the stuff? I mean, can you cook anything or just a few? Listen, I love food, but I can't cook. So I like your system because I just throw things in there and they just cook by itself. So even me now, I'm getting interested in again. For the first time, I'm from Africa, man. I'm not supposed to be in the kitchen. No, let me make sure I don't say something wrong, get me into trouble here. But technically, I was both have to say, listen, I don't have to worry about cooking. Food always going to find me on the table. Unfortunately, I'm in the Western world. It doesn't happen anymore. I have to cook, but it's been a challenge. The system, oh my God, it's a breeze. Tell me, what else can you cook? We've got 5 minutes or 4 minutes to go.
We've got 4 minutes. I'm going to finish this in literally 1 minute. The first thing, just to give our listeners a bit of confidence, prior to entering into this business, I could not cook, just to give you a bit of confidence. But this really motivated me to start looking at our cooking because the education, it was fun, it was informative, and I really wanted to learn more and be able to pass my knowledge on to my family and my loved ones, which I have now accomplished and done. But what can you cook? Geoffrey, you can cook anything. Anything you can regularly cook, we're just going to show you the healthier way to cook it. But you can go beyond what you usually do in your conventional cookware, because you know what, Geoffrey? You can use these utensils as an oven. We can bake a cake on top of the stove in a pan. We can bake bread on top of the stove in a pan. We can do lasagnas, and we can roast the whole chicken. What that is, it's preserving energy. It's eco-friendly as well. So the answer to your question is absolutely anything. And there's a no obligation presentation and demonstration we do for people to educate them, for them to make their own decision as to whether this is the right or wrong way to cook.
Now let's talk about the savings, because you talked about your method of cooking, you're cooking half of the time you need to cook on a regular cookware. So tell us exactly how do we save a bit of energy here, nutrition saving. Tell us what are the benefits in terms of tangible monetary savings.
Well, look, we save in a few areas. We save in time, and we save in your health and money. And once again, because we only use minimal amount of fuel, our utensils can only operate at a medium to low heat, which means you're saving up to 70% of the fuel that you use. So whether you're using gas or electric as your heat conductor, if you're spending £100, $100, well, we will save you 70%. So every £100, $100 you spend, you will save £70 or $70 for that. The other thing is the time. On average, there's a 50% time savings with the method we use in our cooking. And one of the reasons I said is the makeup of the pan. I haven't mentioned this, but we use an exclusive material, which is titanium TI316, which is one of the
and tell us, they use that in operations in bone in transfers. What you mentioned something about medical. Explain that quickly. We're going to go 65 seconds now.
No problem. Well, the titanium is used in medical instruments such as scalpels. It's used for implants. The reason it's used in the medical industry because your body rejects anything non-pure. This is pure. This is what allows us to achieve the result that I've been discussing over 20 minutes.
Okay, now tell us exactly how do people get hold of this product and then where to find you. What's the procedure? What's the process? So you also some free gifts, wonderful gifts to give away. You got 30 seconds to tell us about that.
Well, let me tell you this in 30 seconds. We have many free gifts for those people recommending us on and helping us promote this positive health message. The simple way to get hold of Geoffrey is www.healthandprosperity.co.uk. I'll repeat that again, www.healthandprosperity.co.uk. If you contact us, you can have a dinner totally free of charge to the value of £99. We will cook for you and your family free of charge, no obligation, and educate you. And if you recommend us on, we have fabulous gifts worth £300 we will give to you with no obligations.
Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day and hope to speak to you very, very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it yourself. Go and check it out, www.healthandprosperity.co.uk, or go on and find there's a lot of information. He's educating. He's got a channel on YouTube. Go and check everything out. Until next time, God bless you. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Stay healthy. Bye-bye.